Hey, my name is Andy, and today I'm going to show you how to list your car online the right way so that you can get the most amount of money for it. Let's go. Now, time and time again, I see a countless number of car listings that are just shocking, that are just horrible. Basically, the descriptions suck, the photos suck, and if you think you're gonna get any value for your car doing that, you are wrong. So today, I'm gonna show you the 3 very simple steps on how to sell your car for the most amount of money. So the 3 basic steps are, first, you wanna wash your car and make it look presentable. Secondly, you wanna take some incredible photos that highlight how good your car is. And thirdly, you wanna write a concise but informative description that helps people out when looking at your car. Without further ado, let's start with step number 1, washing your car. I see a lot of listings of people who just don't even bother cleaning their car at all, and that even goes for when you go to inspect it in person. They just don't bother. They leave stuff everywhere. It looks horrible. If something looks clean and looks good, it is therefore more desirable. So cleaning your car is a very simple way to instantly get more money for it. If you're not doing that, you're missing out on potentially thousands of dollars. You can just see that the wheels here are just covered in just muck. If I take you inside, you'll see that there is just stuff all over the carpets, all in the seats here. Now, I'm not gonna show you how to wash your car. There are a countless number of videos online that'll show you how to do that. In fact, I've even made a video washing my Jaguar XJ6, which if you wanna check out, you can click in the pop-out banner up here or in the link in the description below. But the car's gonna go from dirty like this to clean in 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Check this thing out. It is now officially clean. It takes about an hour to clean a car to this level. This isn't exactly detailed, but it is much, much cleaner than it was initially. Inside's nice and vacuumed. It's nice and tidy up here. That's just the basic stuff. Now, step 2 is to photograph your car in a way that shows it off. So you don't want any dark spaces like this. You want a nice light environment, preferably in a nice looking place. You don't want to have it with bins and stuff behind you. Don't want to have it with other cars. You really want to keep the focus on your car. There are too many instances where I've seen people just post photos of just the badge like this and go, car for sale. Like, that's not acceptable. That's not going to give you any information about the car. Photos of cars are great because they tell a lot about how it was owned. It says if there's any issues with it, if the owner was rough with it. You can tell a lot about a car just from its photos. So it's important to get this step right. The idea is you want to capture as much of the car as you can in as few photos as possible. So right now, I'm going to show you how to do that. Starting with probably the most important shot is the hero shot. Now, the second shot you want to get is a rear 3/4 hero. Just like that. Now that is gonna show off 4 panels in just 2 photos, and it's super ideal. Now you also wanna get both sides and front and back. That's gonna give you enough to highlight the car all around the outside. If there are a few nicks and things that you would like to point out, you can then get a closer shot, but generally speaking, that should be enough. You also wanna get a roof shot like this, because that will show off whether the car has any hail damage, which in this case the car doesn't, but it will show off any kind of nicks and scratches on the roof there. That's pretty much all you need for the outside of the car, just the general bits. Now we're gonna do the inside. You wanna do big hero shots just like this and this. Again, that's pretty much all you need to show off the interior. 1 boot shot, 1 engine shot, and then a shot of the keys and the logbook all together. And that is pretty much it. That's all you need to do. It's very simple, but it is done so wrong by so many people. Once you guys have the photos, it is then time for step 3, which is putting the ad together and writing the description. Let's go upstairs and do that. Now in this section, we're gonna be writing the description, picking the photos, and choosing the places to list it. So without further ado, let's jump into my computer and get on with it. Basically what you can see here is on the left-hand side, I've got my description, and on the right-hand side, I've gone through and picked the final photos that you wanna use. Typically with this, I had about 100 photos and I whittled it down to just these. I think there's 18 or 19 photos here. Now, a lot of people make a mistake of a description that's way too big or a description that is way too small. Some people don't even leave a description. I've found that what I have here is the best of both. I explain the exact year and model of the car because on some marketplaces, especially Facebook Marketplace, it just says the model, says 3 Series. It doesn't actually say what variant it is. So it's important to include that. Include when the registration or any vehicle taxes or things like that in your state or country, include when that is due, and include the odometer straight away. This is the information people want to know right off the bat. Is it registered? What is it? And what is the odometer? So make sure you include all of that. Include a general description of the interior. For things like little marks and nicks and scuffs, I find it's best to leave that information out until someone comes and sees it. I mean, ultimately they'll see it in the photographs, but if you're just writing this stuff in, you're turning away people who might actually buy the car because they're afraid by what you've said. So by leaving it out, but being 100% truthful when people ask you questions, that is the best way I find. So what we've done here is we've described the interior. We've explained that there is minor wear and that the car is of a certain age, so that is to be expected. We've explained that it has been meticulously maintained and has had no expense spared. Now this is true because in the logbook, there is a complete service history from the first day up until about 2,000 Ks ago. The car needs another service soon. I've just put new tires on the car and fixed another few things on it. So those documents are also there. This car has a full history and that's what we love to see. Too many times though, I have bought cars with no history. And in that case, you just explain what you can about the car. Include any recent work that you've done. So if you've got a new radiator or a new window regulator, things like that, talk about it. Make sure that people understand that the car's been taken care of. That's all you really need. Then just go over a list of features that the car has, so things that you think they might enjoy. The next thing is include the location. I used to not do it, but I got so many messages and straight up the first question is, where are you located? And then obviously leave a little message at the bottom saying that you're happy to answer any and all questions, or leave your availability for when you are free. That's all you need for an ad. The ad is very simple, it is to the point. There's no fluff about, I've owned the car for 100 years, it's been my pride and joy, because everyone says that. That shit's unimportant. What you want to do is give the buyer the information they need, and that's it. The photographs do most of the talking for you, which is why it was so important to make your photos really good, because your description is secondary. People see the photos first, then if they like what they see, they read the description. As far as where you want to list the car, you have a variety of options. Now, I'm here in Australia, we have the thing called car sales. The equivalent would be something like Auto Trader in the States, or maybe eBay Motors or something like that. Typically, I like to use Facebook Marketplace because that's available everywhere. It's really easy and gets a lot of views on your listing for free. So for this example, we're going to use Facebook Marketplace. Obviously, there's a bunch of BMWs. You might be able to tell I like a good BMW. So what we want to do, jump into your Facebook Marketplace, create a new listing, go vehicle for sale, and then in this section, it's really simple. You just fill it out as it is. The irony is, I've seen a lot of people mislabel their cars, which is great if you're looking to find a deal, by the way. Top tip. If you're looking to find a good car deal, look for mislabeled cars, because it's usually an owner who doesn't know too much about cars, and you can usually pick up a pretty great deal. Pick the category, add those photos that we picked earlier. Now, one thing I'll show you right now is the order of the photos is actually very important. You don't want to start with a photo of a badge or a key or a boot shot, because that doesn't give any information. And as simple as it seems, I see it happen way too often. So what we're going to want to do is start with the hero shot, that 3/4 front angle that shows the car off. That is what you start with. Now, as far as price goes, this is also important. I feel it's always good to list the car a little bit higher than what you actually want for it. Give it a little bit of cushion. Everyone wants a deal, right? Everyone wants to get a discount on a car. They all want to get a good deal. So what do? If you list the price a little bit higher than what you actually want, then people have room to negotiate with you, and you're still happy because you didn't end up losing out on what you want. So for example, I've done a lot of work to this car. I want to sell it for $7,500. So what I'm going to put in is $7,900. And if I have to get a deal over the line, I can let it go for $7,000, and that means that I've only lost out on $500 of what I was asking. It's a really good practice. You don't want to go ludicrously high, but you just want to go a bit higher than what you're expecting. Okay, so now we're going to take that description we wrote before, just paste it in there like that, and then make sure the spacing is all right. See, the spacing here is much too large. We now need to reduce it because we want it to be easily read on a phone. That's the most important thing. Most people are looking to buy cars on the toilet. It's just a fact of life. You want it to fit nicely on mobile, so make sure there are no cut-off sentences. Make sure that it's all punctually correct, that the spelling's all right. I see it done wrong so many times. One last top tip I'll leave you with when listing your ad: never drop the price. Now, if you want to drop the price because you want the car to move and it might have been a week or two and you still haven't got the inquiries you're looking for, always relist the ad. I can't stress that enough. If people see that the price has been dropped, they know that you're willing to go lower and they're gonna try and negotiate you down. They're also gonna know that the ad has been up for a while and the car isn't moving. If you delete the ad and relist it with the price that you want, then it's gonna look like a fresh ad. You're gonna get new inquiries. You're also gonna be surfaced to the top of the list of new cars. Now that is pretty much all there is to it. We'll go check it out, make sure it's live. And the way that we've done this ad, where we've written the description separately and we've done the photos separately, means that you can now go onto other sites like Gumtree or eBay Motors or Auto Trader or Car Sales and just list the ad again. Copy the same description, the same photos, same price, same everything, just copy it and put it straight in, and it makes it a lot easier. So now we can see the ad here. It is very neat, it's very tidy, it looks great. This is how you list an ad properly. Those are the 3 steps to listing your car for the most amount of money. Now the next step is up to you. As people start to inquire, you can then negotiate, talk about the car, talk about the history, arrange a time for them to come and test drive it, and ultimately sell the car. What you sell it for is ultimately up to you, and how you want to negotiate and do the deal is again up to you. I'll leave it in your hands. But if you guys found today's video helpful, informative, or you enjoyed today's video, be sure to smash that like button. Also be sure to subscribe, because I've got new videos coming all the time. Follow along on the journey, and I'll see you guys in the next video.